Welcome back to part 4 of my interview with Lynn, creative entrepreneur, business coach, and author. This part of the video is for the individual that knows that they want better in life, knows that they have more within them, but just hasn't quite figured it out yet. This part of the interview is very, very good. There's a lot of value being given. With that being said, I hope you enjoy it. If you do, consider subscribing. Let's dive right in. What advice would you give? Okay, I'm gonna describe a persona to you. I'm sitting at home right now.
Mm-hmm.
I work.
Mm-hmm.
I have a family.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna be able to spend more time with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of know that my job is not gonna provide me that type of an opportunity.
Right.
I feel that what I'm doing now is what I've always done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little intimidated by doing anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I need to do something about all of that. I'm really feeling anxiety. I'm really feeling the anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel free.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel in control.
Mm-hmm.
I feel at the whims of whatever is happening. So that's how I feel in life. That's the persona that I'm presenting you with.
Okay.
What's the advice that you give to that person if they see you and they're like, man, that seems like a dream come true, what she's talking about? Location freedom, time freedom. I know she still has to work, but she's on her own thing now. What do you say to that person? What's the advice you give to that person?
I'm a firm believer that your passion will pay you. Whatever that thing is that you want to do in your life. But I wrote a book a few years ago, and in the book, I compared my story to the woman in the Bible. She's just referred to as the widow in the Bible. And her husband has died, and all the tax collectors are after her. And if she doesn't pay up, they'll take her kids. And she had 2 sons. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I have 2 sons. But in the Bible, like in this particular story, she's talking to a prophet named Elijah, and he asks her about, what do you have in your house? And she says, only thing I have left is this jar of oil. And, the story talks about how he's told to, have her sons bring more jars, and then she pours the oil into the jars, and the jars just keep filling from this little tiny jar of oil. They just keep filling and filling and filling until it's enough for her to sell to her neighbors, and she has enough money to live on and take care of her son for the rest of their lives, right? And so when I first heard that story, and I am by far not a Bible scholar. In fact, I put that in my book. Like, I am not a Bible scholar. But that story really stuck out to me because this woman didn't realize that the one thing that she was neglecting was the thing that was going to take care of her and her family. And I look at it as your oil. I refer to your gift as your oil. Your oil is that thing that's innate that we ignore. It's just a natural talent that we all have. Everybody has something that they're just naturally good at. And they're so good at it that they don't realize how good they are. But it's that thing that will pay you, right? That's the thing because it's yours, right? And so when you're really good at something, people will pay you to do it because they're not good at it, right? So everybody has something in them, a skill set. And it's not magical. It's not like some, you're a trapeze artist. You might be like a really good writer, or you might know how to fix cars. You might, whatever. There's so many things. And that thing is what will save your life. You just have to figure out how to monetize it. Right? And you can monetize any talent. And I think that was probably the most powerful thing I got from going to those BNI meetings, going to all those referral meetings, where I was looking at people who were making money in the craziest ways, like just ways that I didn't even think of. I had one conversation with a young guy, and I asked him what he did, and he said, "Well, I collect grease." I'm like, what are you talking about? You collect grease? And he was like, "Yeah, I collect grease." I was like, "Okay, can you please?" I was like, "Because this is new to me, baby. What do you mean?" And his company, they have a truck, and they go around to the restaurants and clean out all the grease. They take the grease and they like sell it and repurpose it or whatever. But that's what his companies pay him to come pick up their dirty grease. And he was like a solid 6-figure earner, like 250, 300K every year from picking up grease. And I was like, "What? How would you know to do that?" He was like, "Because I used to have to work in the kitchen, and we always had to get rid of grease." He's like, "So I just," and I was like, "That is amazing."
That's amazing.
It is, and there's just so many things that we take for granted. That was like I said, my first business. I was tutoring, and then I started an editing firm because I was a teacher, and I was grading papers all day, every day. I was editing papers all day, every day, and my assistant pastor asked me to finish the editing for her dissertation because her editor couldn't finish it. Something happened or whatever. And she said, "You're English teacher. Do you think you can finish this for me?" And I'm like, "Sure, I do this all the time. Why not?" So I looked up the format that she was supposed to use, did my research and stuff, edited, took care of it. It was like a 150-page dissertation, right? And I didn't think about her paying me because this is what I do. This is what my job is anyway, right? And she was like, "Okay, so we'll talk about how much I'm going to compensate you." I was like, "Cool. This is my pastor, well, assistant pastor. I'm not going to charge her arm and a leg or anything." I literally was like, I don't know, like $100, $150, right? Because it's a 150-page book. And the number she gave me, I had to look at her like, "What are you talking about?" And it was like 10 times what I was thinking. And I said, "Why would you pay me so much to do that?" She was like, "Well, that's what editors make." So I had to go back and look, start looking at how much freelance editors made. And I was like, what? Wait a second. To get a book project and get paid $1,000 or $2,000 for a book project, this wasn't even on my radar. This is something I do every single day with my eyes closed. I could drive down the street and pick out grammar errors. Like, it's just something I'm just good at, right? I didn't think anybody would pay me for it. So, like, when you start to recognize the things that you're naturally blessed to be able to do that other people don't want to do, that's where you're gonna make your money. As simple as that. And then you have to know, okay, this is what I'm good at. So now I need to get the foundations of the business side, right? Because the trap we all fall in is I have my area of expertise, but I don't have the business background. And that's where we fall apart. So I meet people all the time. This is one guy, his whole company was just sweet potato pies. Like, him and his wife, they made the best sweet potato pies I have ever had in my life. They were just so delicious, but he didn't have a website. Bruh, why don't you have a website? Like, why would you not sell these online? He was like, "Oh, I do vending events and stuff." Oh my goodness. I was like, "Well, maybe, what you should get with a coach." Or he's like, "No, I've never worked with a coach before." Oh my goodness. Like, "Well, tell me about your business plan." Like, "Well, we didn't really do a plan." Okay. So you just making all these pies, not really sure if you're pricing them correctly, and because they were underpriced. I know how much a pie costs. They were underpriced, and it was just, I don't know. That's my mission now, man. That's my mission to, like, look, I know you're good at this, so now let's make some money from it. People are making money in other communities in ways that are just mind-blowing. And unfortunately, in our community, we wait until the boat has passed. "Well, I could have done that." Well, you didn't. You were too scared, or you didn't think it was going to work, or you didn't want to do the work. It's a lot of work being an entrepreneur. It's a lot of work. But if you're willing to put the work in, it's going to pay you in dividends, you know, and folks just have to be willing to put the work in.
Absolutely.
You know, if you can tell me everything that happened in Power for the past 3 seasons, you can run a business.
Absolutely. I love it.
You know?